can see now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So today
Yes, ma'am.
I'll be talking about differential scale, summated scale, and sociometry. So yesterday I was explaining you all about attitude scale, your anecdotal record, and critical incident record, right? So in that attitude scale, there are different types of scales. So differential scale and summated scale are two types of attitude scale. Okay. So first, coming to differential scale, it is also known as LL Thurston scale. So let's see about differential scale. So in psychology, the Thurston scale or the differential scale was the first formal technique for measuring an attitude. So this was the first uh, the scale that was formulated to measure attitude. Okay, and it was developed by Louis Leon Thurston. That's why it is known as LL Thurston scale, and it was developed in the year 1928. So why it was first developed to measure the attitude of people towards religion. Then it is made up of two statements about a particular issue, and each statement has a numerical value indicating how favorable or unfavorable it is judged to be. As I have already explained yesterday, we will write statements, and there we will ask them to take one of the numerical value. So, uh, as for example, pain again. If I give example of pain, if I ask a patient to rate the pain according to his or her experience, then they might say that pain level is at say 0.5, maybe 6. So there are some numbering given, and according to that the patient will indicate. Next, people check each of the statements to which they agree, and a mean score is computed indicating their attitude. So from those numerical value, we will take out the total value, and from there we will take out the mean score to know the attitude. Next, constructing of Thurston scale. So what are the steps for construction of Thurston scale or differential scale? So decide on the concept. So first of all, we have to decide on the concept or the idea on which we want to develop the scale. Then writing statements. We cannot write questions, we'll have to write statements. Okay. Next, rating of the statements. So giving the numerical value to the statements, say maybe 1 to 5 or 1 to 10. Okay, so we will rate those statements. Next, average rating. We will take out the average rating, say good attitude, moderate attitude, okay, and bad attitude. So to take out that, we need an average rating. So we will take out the average rating and we will group accordingly. Next, selection of statements. We will write all the statements, and from there, whatever the feasible statements that is related to that topic, we will select those statements, and finally we will form the actual scale. Okay. Next, we will determine the score. Maybe say, for example, the highest score may be 30, maybe 50. Okay, so we will determine the highest score and the lowest score. So first we will decide on the concept, then we will write the statements on the concept. Okay, those statements is not for finalized, that is raw. We are just for taking out all the possible statements that we can formulate for that concept or for that idea. Then we will rate the statements accordingly. Then we will we will give an average rating to group the people, okay, to the respondents. Then we will select the statements that we have written, which are most feasible to use in that scale. And then after selecting the statements and after giving all the ratings and all everything, we will formulate the actual scale, and then we will determine the score. Understood, everybody, the construction of Thurston scale?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if any doubt, you can stop in the middle and ask. Advantages. So coming to the advantages, to construct an equivalent differential scale, this method is best. Okay, so if we have to see a difference between two person or two idea, then this scale is the best scale to construct. Okay, for example, to measure the attitude towards various issues like war, religion, etc. So if among four of you I want to see the attitude towards, say, this current COVID-19 pandemic, so this scale is the best scale to see the different ideas that you people have towards COVID-19. Okay. Next, this scale is considered as most appropriate and reliable for measuring a single attitude. So towards a single attitude, say uh, again COVID-19, so that is a single topic, right? So if we want to know the most the attitude of a person towards only one concept or only one idea, then this scale is considered as the most appropriate and reliable one. Next, if we follow the rules of constructing and selecting items, the technique will provide a very close approximation of an interval measurement. Okay, so if we follow the rules for constructing this scale and the technique for constructing this scale, this will give the idea of attitude of a person almost near to perfect. Okay, as I have already said that yesterday in attitude scale, that one scale cannot measure the attitude of a person completely, right? But this scale, if we use and if we are doing what we are evaluating the attitude of only in single topic, then it will give almost near to perfect result, but it will never be a perfect. Okay. Next, coming to disadvantage. The entire procedure is relatively time consuming. Yes, first we'll have to decide on a concept, then we'll have to write the statements, then again we'll have to rate, then find out the average rating. Again, we will formulate the actual attitude scale. So it is quite time consuming. It takes a lot of time to do all these steps. So this is a time consuming scale. Then it is expensive and effort is required to develop it. Then weakness of such scale is the values assigned to various statements by the judges may reflect their own attitude. So say I am formulating the this scale uh, for you people on the topic again COVID-19. So I in my statements I might put my own attitude or my own ideas. In those that I might incorporate my own attitudes or my own ideas, then it will not measure the attitude of yours towards that topic properly. Okay, so this is one of the weakness of differential scale. Next, again, it is not completely objective. I hope you all are clear by now what is the meaning of objective. So this is one of the example of differential scale. You can see there is one statement and there is this ratings in that scale, 1 to 11 rating is given. Okay, so like this we can formulate the differential scale. Next, coming to summated scale or Likert scale. This is one of the most common type of attitude scale that we use everywhere. Okay, so this scale is named after its inventor, psychologist Francis Likert. So the psychologist Francis Likert invented this scale. That is why it is also known as Likert scale. So to measure the social attitude, Likert scale is used. If we want to measure the social attitude, we can use the Likert scale. So coming to definition, what is a Likert scale? Likert scale is also known as summated scale. Okay, it is a psychometric scale commonly used in questionnaires and is the most widely used scale in survey research. So while doing research, the most commonly used attitude scale is Likert scale. Even us also, when we are doing research and if we want to measure attitude, the scale that we formulate is Likert scale. Next, it is a scale that is designed to determine the opinion or attitude of a subject and contains a number of declarative statements with a scale after each statement. As I have already said, all the attitude scales will have their statements, and there will be your against its statement there will be one declaration, like agree, disagree, strongly agree, strongly disagree. Okay, so this is known as Likert scale. So this is the example. Say statement, prohibition of alcohol should be made compulsory. So, say I want to do a research on alcohol, okay, the effects of alcohol and the attitude of people towards alcohol. So I put one statement that prohibition of alcohol should be made compulsory, and I can know the attitude of people towards this statement. So how we will know? Strongly approve. If somebody approves strongly, then we can give 5 point or plus 2 point. If somebody only approve, then we can give either 4 or 1. Okay, then if it is undecided, maybe neutral, they might approve also, they might disapprove also, they are not very sure, they are in the middle. So it is undecided or neutral, we can give either 3 or 0. Then disapprove will be 2 or minus 1, and strongly disapprove will be 1 or minus 2. So this is how we formulate a Likert scale. So suppose if this instrument that I am doing, I said I am doing, for example, I am doing research on attitude of people towards alcohol consumption. Suppose I want to formulate this statement, say 30, say 30 statements. So the highest mark will be 5, right? Here strongly approve is written 5 marks. So the total marks will be 150. So out of that, if a patient or any respondent score 90, then the attitude will be neutral. And if it is less than 30, less than 90 or say 30, then the attitude is most unfavorable attitude. Okay. So what is a Likert item? Now, a Likert item is simply a statement which the respondent is asked to evaluate according to any kind of subject or objective criteria, generally the level of agreement or disagreement. So, Likert item is nothing but this: strongly approve, undecided, disapprove, strongly disapprove. These points are known as Likert item. Okay. The sentence is called as statement, and this agreements or disagreements that we are formulating giving numerical values, these are known as Likert items. This strongly approve, undecided, disapprove, these are known as Likert items. Next, coming to method of construction of a Likert scale. First, gathers large number of statements. Same like it is almost same like differential scale. First, we'll have to gather the large number of statements on a particular topic. Then we will formulate that statements, and then we will distribute, or we will administer those questionnaires to the respondents or to whoever we want to measure the attitude. Then after we have administered the questionnaires to the respondents, we will score them accordingly. Okay, and then we will calculate the total scores, and then we will categorize them accordingly. Okay, it is not very tough. First we will develop a large number of statements on a particular topic, then we will administer the scale to the respondents, then we will arrange the scores accordingly, and then we will calculate the total scores. Next, what are the advantages of a Likert scale? The method of construction of